everybody, and welcome to Hold Up, the show where we dive deep inside your childhood nostalgia, pull the movies from your past out to see if they truly hold up. Special day at Hold Up, because I'm reunited with at least one-third of our crew.
We are physically united as one.
Right.
We are docking and locking and hugging and just enjoying each other's wonderful company here.
That's right. If you can't tell, I'm with Andrew on my own couch. He's visiting Atlanta this weekend, which has been a fun weekend.
It's been a great weekend.
But we still have the great Kyle Gaskin
who's
over there.
He's in Nova Scotia this weekend, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you doing in Nova Scotia, or can you tell us?
Oyster farming, something like that?
I can tell you. I just don't really want to tell you because
Okay.
I think you're going to hate me. But I'm trying to foment hatred in that area so I can become a TV celebrity personality and win over a large swath of the people, run for public office, and then take everybody to the cleaner.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If you're from Nova Scotia, just know I've got your best interest at heart.
Great.
Awesome.
While we're thinking about it, you're still on the Kirkland Signature Series hotline, right? That didn't change?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No.
How do you feel about Kirkland, Kyle?
Yeah. Any updates, any changes from previous weeks?
I will say, I just want to take a moment to thank Kirkland Signature Products and Costco in general for being large sponsors of this film. When we say things like we don't condone eating roadkill, but we also turn the other eye because neither myself, Andrew, nor Chase have had the luxury to say we haven't done on our last leg, needing some sustenance. When I think about Kirkland Signature Products, it makes me think of that roadkill. And it makes me think of those meals with Chase and Andrew as a whole. And just in general, appreciating life is something Kirkland Signature Products really does well. So we want to thank Kirkland Signature Products for their tie into the American communities they serve, and also for being just an amazing sponsor of this channel.
I couldn't have said it better myself, except when Kirkland is serving up their roadkill, it is done so without any hormones, any filler. It is only the pure roadkill that you get off the streets of this here country in the United States of America, who's doing pretty well in the World Cup, I would say. And that's what leads me to our point. We watched The Big Green. I don't know if anyone else out there...
Does anyone know what The Big Green is?
All the 90s kids know.
They should.
But before we get into The Big Green, before we talk about this hidden 90s treasure from Disney, Kyle, I want you to describe your energy levels today using soccer terms or football, if you want to, for our international fans.
It's actually
football.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. It's football.
Football. We'll describe your energy using football terms.
Well, it's kind of hard to get my energy up after that, but I'll try my best, Chase. Next time, get it right. Andrew, chastise him appropriately for me.
I'm going to smack his knee right now. Let's see if you can hear it.
Ow.
Did you hear it?
Wow, that was good.
Awesome.
All right.
That got his energy level up.
So today's kind of like one of those days where you're making your way off onto the field, and it's the last 5 minutes, and you're trying to score that game-winning goal. It's tied. So you get all the way down as your position of a striker or forward and make your way all the way down to the goalpost. And you're about to score a goal. You're about to kick it in the net. You're about to give your country the lead. A naked man with a massive package just comes strolling onto the field, and his dick and balls deflect your shot. It hits the goalpost in such a way that it bounces all the way back into your own goal, and you do a self goal. So that's how we're doing today.
Just to recap, an own goal off someone else's cock and balls.
Correct.
Pretty cool.
That's a lot of force,
cool.
I would say.
It's a lot of force.
Yeah. Kyle, I want to keep it in your lap here, no pun intended, but tell me a little bit about what you remember about this movie. Do you remember The Big Green at all, or is this one that escaped you?
No, I remember parts of this one because it was weird. And I only remember these parts. I know why now. We'll talk about it at the end a little bit, but I know why. And it was because of like the costumes, and that was it. When I rewatched this, it kind of made me think of Indian in the Cupboard, which I think that came out around the same time.
Yeah, I think that was what, like 96,
Yeah, and this is
Yeah,
95. Yeah, so about the same
it
time.
just
97.
it just made me think of that because of the head he wears at the end for whatever fucking reason, which will I mean we know why, but like the costumes and the goat and that was about it. I didn't remember anything else from this movie, and I know why now. So I remember watching this on DVD, and it was or it's not on DVD on VHS. Ooh, on VHS,
Unvis, yeah.
and it was like one of those that we rented once and watched once and never got again. So now I know why.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Andrew, what about you?
I remember the movie being about soccer. That's
That's it.
It was one of the first movies, now that I think about it, that I recall being connected to the game of soccer. I don't know of many others around that time. Beyond that, I remember Patrick Renna and recognizing him from The Sandlot. And then there's another character in there. I forgot his name, or actor, I should say. We can find him in a second to give him his credit, but he was also in The Sandlot. And, of course, The Sandlot being we know it's a great movie. Seeing that big, curly-headed kid who was very identifiable, seeing him in this movie, that always stuck with me. I remember the scene where he got kicked in the groin or the stomach. And then I remember the uniforms of the bad team. They were black and white. And I remember the Big Green, of course, having those green uniforms. And I also, not vividly but vaguely, remember them not receiving their uniforms until their championship game or their final game, excuse me. Not trying to, give any spoilers here. But that's about it. It was a soccer movie, one of the first that I can remember. And, yeah, that's about it.
I'm with you, but I have a specific memory of this movie, same as The Sandlot, and maybe we'll get to The Sandlot later down the road. Maybe we won't. I don't think we really need to, but I remember where the teacher would wheel in Kyle, you probably remember the big TVs with the VHS player on the big racks,
Oh, yeah.
the movable
Oh,
racks.
yeah.
That would be wheeled in on like free day or something on a Friday before a holiday or something.
Yep.
This was one of those movies that hit the rotation. It was The Sandlot and The Big Green. And I may have watched it like once all the way through the many showings that was shown in my first and second grade class, but I didn't remember any of the movie at all. I do remember Patrick Renna in it, because I just remember we all loved The Sandlot. That was the movie that we watched a lot in school, too. And so we were like, oh, Sandlot. That's the kid from The Sandlot. He's in this. He must be funny. That's it. And I don't really have much facts on this movie. I kind of think
There's
there's
really not much out there. I tried to look myself.
I know that this was a shitty attempt to make soccer more important to children at that time.
And accessible to average Americans.
Because you said it was this was filmed during the 1994 World Cup.
Correct.
So,
which America did qualify for. So, yeah, it seemed like this was an attempt for soccer propaganda back in the day, because soccer back then wasn't nearly as big as it is now. So they had to start somewhere. But I feel like the 94 World Cup being the year before this release, I would say there's some sort of connection there. It has to be.
How did the U.S. do in that cup? Do you remember?
I don't know. I can look it up.
I'm not a historian on that.
Let's check real quickly. Hold on. It looks like they made it to the knockout round. I believe they lost to Brazil on July 4th in Palo Alto is what this is saying.
That's not a bad showing to make it out of the knockout round. That's not a bad U.S. team in the 90s, because that's when the U.S. was probably their worst, too. The one fact I do want to bring up about this movie is it was one of the first Disney movies to be written and directed by a woman, believe it or not.
Yeah, Holly
Goldberg Sloan, I think is her
something
name.
like that.
Yeah, so she wrote and directed this movie, so it is kind of a pivotal point for Disney, because they hate women. At least in the 90s they did. So good for her. That's a bravo there.
I guess.
We're stretching for facts here, guys. If you're listening to the show, we usually do better than this, but
there ain't much.
There's not much out there. We picked this movie because I think a lot of 90s kids kind of remember seeing the VHS, because it had Patrick Renna in the goal, like with a soccer ball getting kicked at him. And I think every kid kind of saw this at some point or another, it feels like. If you grew up in the 90s or the mid-90s, you know about the Big Green, but it's one of those where everyone's like, oh, but they can't tell you anything else about it.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we're at now. But I got to know, Andrew, was this movie a success? And Kyle, this week I want you to guess the budget.
All right, can I tell you like what they grossed all together, and then you guys guess the budget and then what they made out of it?
Sure.
Okay, so they grossed all together roughly $5 million.
$5 million?
That's according to the budget and what the
They made money though.
that's what they made. They made money, but tell me what it's grossed all together.
I don't know. In Hollywood, that's not even making money. They would write that off.
Maybe, I don't know.
I do have another fact.
I think
for you.
I'm probably getting gross mixed up, but like what they made off the movie from international.
Kyle, what do you think?
numbers.
What do you think the budget?
What do I
was?
think they made? The budget?
Yeah.
What the budget? What's the budget?
I think the budget's probably, I'm going to say under $15 million.
Okay.
Because there was nothing crazy going on at all. There's no big names in this movie.
So give us a number.
I'm going to say 11 million.
Okay, and so you said it made altogether 16 million. All right, that's not that bad. Chase,
I'm gonna
give us a budget number.
I don't
and then
think
we'll add
it would
5.
be below 12. I'm gonna say 12 because this was in Texas, and I'm gonna say it made 17.
That is correct. It was 12 and 17.
Really?
It was like 12 million is the general number I saw. I had to really do some research to find that on Google.
Such a low.
And then it was like 17 and some change.
Well, I've
So,
also I got another thing for you. This movie blew it out of the water.
yeah.
Sold 5 million VHS copies.
Oh.
In the
Damn.
90s, making
There you
it
go.
a cult hit. And think about VHSs were about $90 to $100.
Yeah.
Maybe not that high in the mid 90s, but
That's a good amount
at
to
least
add on what it
$40
did
to
in
$50.
theaters.
Yeah, so
I feel like this was definitely a successful like
cult classic.
post-release, post-theater release classic, like you said. I remember seeing this on like the Disney Channel back in the day too. So like it got airplay on live television, national live television.
It's being played in all schools on Fridays before
Yeah.
vacations.
Yeah.
That's what we know about it.
But the real question is, did it deserve all of that? Did it deserve all of those VHSs that were purchased and all the times it was on Disney Channel?
That's a great question, and I think we're ready
to get into this
Sorry.
blow by blow.
Sorry, everybody. We don't have more facts for you about the Big Green. So if you tuned in for that, we will send you out a $100 Kirkland Signature Series gift card. But Kyle, lead us off this week. Where does this movie take place, and where does it begin? I will say, let's not skip the animated part of this opening.
What animated part? Oh, you mean the green goat?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
fuck
goat,
that
yeah.
noise.
With no music at all.
Yeah.
It was all sound
It was
effects.
it was weird and unnecessary. It didn't need it. It's such a small part of this that doesn't I guess at the end there's the full circle moment. But we start off in a very depressing looking town in early spring. And it opens up, we're in Texas somewhere.
Elma,
Nothing's
population
Elma, that's right, Elma.
2,300.
Which is a fake town.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
not real.
exist.
So we are following a group of 3 or 4 kids.
Something like, I think it's 4 kids.
Something like that. So you think they're going to be our main characters. You'd think that you'd open up a movie on a main character potentially for something this dumb. You'd think that. But we follow them around for a little bit, and they're going to an open field, and all of a sudden, everybody get down. And they all get down. They're laying down, bellies up on the ground. And another kid gets a bag of fucking Cheetos out and just starts pouring it on them. And at this point, I'm like, what are we fucking starting with? What is this?
And they start throwing the
this?
Cheetos on each other and at each other. It's weird. And he's done, and it's a family-sized bag of Cheetos. too.
Yes.
Yes. So he's like, get down, get down. So they all get down. He puts his family-sized bag of Cheetos on them. And then he lays down, puts some on himself, and they go, here they come. And what is it, Andrew? Hopefully it's birds of prey, but it's not.
It's fucking pigeons.
It's fucking dirty-ass birds.
Just
And
pigeons.
they're like, they're going to get, oh, they're eating off.
And we don't even what is their end goal here? What would even motivate 4 10-year-olds to pat themselves full with Cheetos and get attacked by birds in the middle of some decrepit looking miserable field?
I will say this.
Texas?
This is coming from a perspective of never growing up as a childhood boy. And this is just beyond stupid because
No.
there's no kid in the world that would be doing this. And then we see this red convertible drive by, and this woman is driving this car, and she sees them laying in the field with birds all over them. And then we do this weird thing where she stops her car, runs out and grabs a hose, but then it speeds up.
Yeah, they two-timed it, essentially. I don't know why.
2 times the speed.
They made it look like it was some sort of like Three Stooges or like, Laurel and Hardy, episode or something.
Benny Hill or something.
Yeah,
like
what? Buster Keaton style comedy. And then when she pulls the hose out, she goes slow motion when she sprays him with the hose.
Yeah.
So me and Andrew had to take this back a couple of times and double check our heart rates and make sure that we weren't dead. Envisioning this was a weird start, everybody. If you're paying attention at home with a scoreboard, you have Cheeto kids and women spraying them with a hose. And she's frantic, and she thinks that they're being attacked by birds.
Which I don't know if I saw 4 bodies in a field with birds attacking it. I would think they were probably dead bodies.
Yeah.
And I'd get up to investigate. I wouldn't just take a hose that conveniently happened to be near the middle of this, like I said, decrepit-looking farm field. No structures around. I wouldn't have grabbed the hose. But whatever. Here we are again, wondering why would any child be inspired to do that? Kyle, can you think of any reason why? Chase, just anything. I want something.
And maybe because like they think birds are cool, and they're like, or maybe they're one of them is a serial killer. They're trying to catch one and be like, I caught it. I'm going to go home and experiment on it, because they're like, we never see those birds ever again. After he does that, and then he's going home and just like torturing the birds and then snapping their necks and then making them eat each other, like some just horror of a child.
That's a good point.
Okay, whatever. Let's move on.
So after that, they kind of like ask her why she did what she did. She says that she thought they were under attack. They're like, we haven't seen you before. That this is a very small town, everybody. It's probably a town of about 60 people. And
it's 2,367.
We also
come on.
We didn't mention about Elma, Texas, is they have a proud football history.
Oh yeah,
like
they won
American
4 titles,
football.
4 titles in the 70s. But the place in which they used to host those games and have all of their sports play.
Well, the plant closed down. So
yes.
once the plant closed down, everybody left the town.
People are poor and
they don't even have a
downtrodden
high school anymore.
now.
So they have 2 classes, which is a big kids class and a
little kids class.
That's what they said. And so it turns out that this girl coming into town is a teacher. And where's she from, Kyle?
Oh, just fucking Britain. Just fucking UK.
Just like
makes a lot of sense to go to fucking Elma, Texas.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's many Brits
she's
who find their way down there. It's not impossible, It's not.
And so she's their
It's
teacher.
fucking stupid.
She's
Sorry.
the teacher of a big kids class that has 6-7 kids in it total, something like that.
It's like 10 to 12.
Maybe, yeah.
It's 10 to 12.
It's not 10. It's about 10.
Well,
because we'll get to that why it's 10 in a sec. But so she moves in. She's a very attractive teacher. She starts running down the road one day, and we meet our other protagonist. The kids call him Deputy Dog, but he's the sheriff of the town.
And he's just the sheriff. I don't think he has a name.
And
played by the great Steve Guttenberg.
And he's got some sort of mental learning disability,
yeah, he's
right, Kyle?
Sheriff Tom Palmer. He doesn't have a name,
something.
He's dumb.
It's something.
He's dumb.
Yeah, he's not very. He lets the kids get the best of him, which is fucking honestly hilarious.
Like
but
all the
way
time.
they do it makes him look like he's a weak man.
And he's the sheriff of Elma, Texas. He's the sheriff of a town of 2,300 people, not to stereotype.
No, the only one on duty at all times, too. He's always working.
So the only way we get introduced to him, I believe, it's like to kind of see his first interaction with somebody, is when he finds the teacher running.
Yes.
Because the kids tell him, the kids are like, hey, there's a new teacher in town.
There's a new woman.
You're going to like
town.
her. She's a new woman. Yeah, new woman. So the first thing that he does is he fucking stalks her.
Yeah. This is not.
He follows the kids, and they follow him, and she's running in a bright red tracksuit. And he's like, he comes up right behind her, and he just starts talking to her.
Yeah, he's like riding in his car, and he says, "I have a bank robbery out of Austin. I'm looking for these people. Have you seen them?" And she's like, "No, I've only seen your car." She mentions that multiple times throughout the movie, letting him know that she only notices his car anywhere that she goes. But
he does a horrible job of flirting here. Just like
horrid,
terrible, cheesy writing, not good at all. Makes you scoff, makes you roll your eyes.
He's like an Andy Griffin type of character.
Kind of,
like,
but not as cleverly written. Not even close.
Yeah, he's not clever at all. He's just kind of dumb and country.
Yeah.
But he's kind of got like a little heart of gold. He never really does anything too crazy.
Yeah, and then
he's just bad at flirting.
And I hate what they did here. After he got his quote last word and he drove off in the opposite direction, and then he put it in reverse and started driving in reverse down this dirt road while talking out over his left shoulder out the driver's side
window. He almost hits her like 3 or 4 times.
He almost hits the kids that he's caught up with now, and huge disaster in Elma.
That would have been a great
it would have been great because it would have been a succinct ending that I think we would have enjoyed. It would have
maybe added some stakes to the whole thing too.
Yeah,
there's really not any stakes in this movie.
Maybe. But anyways, yeah, that's their introduction. It's an important introduction because these two are forced. Their relationship that we're going to discuss further it's forced. Not to get ahead of our episode here, but yeah.
I mean, the relationship is a good word for it because I don't even know what we're going to call this whole situation with them. Well, this is my first instance where I was like, this was written by a man.
Yeah, we absolutely thought that last night. You even turned to me. You were like, this was absolutely written by a man.
Gretchen, if you're listening, which she's also in town. Welcome back to Atlanta, Gretchen, for this weekend. But no, this did not pass the Bechdel test. We don't have to get very far in this. Like, this was proof alone that this movie is not a Bechdel test passer. Even though I think technically it may.
I think this one does.
Yeah,
I think
through
it
the technicality, but the way it treats the women in it, like, this is
really
why the Bechdel test needs more advanced metrics.
Like, this is too easy.
Too easy to pass, but like you can't say that this passed. But anyway, because this teacher's from England, what is she obsessed with, Kyle?
Oh, football.
She likes soccer.
That's the only plot that this character drives, is that she's able to introduce these kids to soccer.
Because she's from England, and that's European.
And how she does this is so fucking stupid. So she's in the classroom, and she's teaching the kids geography.
But they're not listening. It's clear that these kids don't give a shit. But they keep
doing chants together anytime she says something.
They don't care. They don't care about their education
which
whatsoever.
They shouldn't. They're going to be living in Elma the rest of their lives.
The factory's closed, so...
And the factory's closed, so they're all going to be... I don't even know what they would be doing. They'd be lucky to be a farmer. And there's one part where the girl, she asked them to go around the room and ask what's special about them. And Corinna's character, he's like, my dad has a job. And everyone's around the classroom goes, ooh. And she's like, well, I guess that is special.
But she says it sarcastically. Well, I guess that is special. Like, bitch, do you know anything about the town you just moved to?
Yeah, one in 10 people's dad has a job. And there's only 2 classrooms in this entire school.
How would she have found out about the town in the mid-90s, do you think?
Well, she got the job offer. She could have asked.
There's no LinkedIn. There is no database.
There's still interview process and phones. Like, they're going to call her and say, hey, do you want the job in Elma, Texas? But where's Elma? How many people are in Elma? Can you tell me about Elma, Texas? And then the principal or whoever runs this school could be like, there's 2 classrooms. Do you want the big ones or the little ones?
But Chase, how would they even have found her or made the connection from the start? Like, how would she even have been in conversation with the school board of Elma?
I don't know what to tell you there.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, what kind of plot device, what kind of cheap plot device is this that we're looking at? Her character just happens to be from England. She gets a job in some small-ass town in Texas, loves soccer, and, God, that's such lazy writing.
It's a horrible writing.
Yes,
it's
just terrible.
Dumb. It's so dumb.
And then we get to the point now where she introduces soccer to them, and how she does it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So she's teaching them geography and asking them where Columbus landed in America. And the kids are shooing this off, starting one of their other weird chants. Like, some of them are pretending to be asleep. And so she goes, okay, fine. If you don't care about the globe, let's find a way to care about the globe. And everyone's like, what? And she goes over and pulls the globe off the handle it's sitting on, the spinning axis that it sits on, pulls it out and starts like kicking it around.
Like she started bouncing it on
She
her
started
head
doing some
too.
pretty like very average soccer basics.
Yeah, volleying with her feet like it.
And the kids are like, whoa, oh my God, what? No way.
And then she's like, let's go outside.
And then she finds some old soccer balls that are volleyballs.
They're volleyballs. They're like
And
old leather volleyballs
they're
because they're
leather.
not going to have a soccer ball in
They're
Elma, Texas.
completely leather. And they're definitely volleyballs. And the kids are confused. She's like, this is a football. And they're like, no, footballs are shaped different. And like, ugh. So we get this first introduction to soccer with the kids. She basically takes them outside, skips the rest of the learning because they're not learning anything, and starts. She doesn't teach them anything. She just throws the ball at them.
It's kind of the theme of her entire coaching existence. I don't know when they learned anything about the game or technique or how to play it at any point in this movie, other by trial and error.
And then the sheriff shows up when they kick the ball into his car, and he's stalking her again
And
at the school.
They like kicked it hard or threw it super hard on his windshield. It probably could have cracked, or they should have at least been reprimanded, but he didn't really react. He was just like, oh, you kids.
I would love for him to have Vietnam flashbacks and get out of his car and
Like
start
cuffed him?
shooting.
Tased him. Again, would have added some stakes to this movie. Would have changed the flavor.
But through her flirting and the kids mocking him, he decides to start coaching with her, co-coaching at the early onset. Andrew,
Yes.
we're going to talk about this in depth as we go along here, but
He doesn't. Here's the deal. He doesn't know soccer.
he's on that billboard.
Yeah,
from
he
the football.
was an American football player, and he
Yeah.
was a title winner. I think we should also point out that the complex that the football team used to play on and practice on, and where they're now playing soccer, is called the Big Green. It's the complex or the fields of memories of past, if you will.
Yeah, and it's overgrown.
it's overgrown
The
and
high
run
school,
down.
the
There's
rundown
nothing
high
there.
schools behind it
Yeah.
where they don't have it anymore.
This is almost a ghost town, like truly.
Right. And then, so after one practice, and I'm using air quotes, you can't see it. But after one practice, what does she tell the kids, Kyle?
Didn't she say something about believing in yourself?
Yeah, and what did she schedule them to do to show them to believe in themselves?
Oh, she scheduled them for like a fucking execution match for their first match, like playing like the championship winners from the previous year. It'd be a good way to get your confidence up.
Yeah, for sure. In Austin, Texas, mind you, they mentioned that multiple times. They have to travel to
Texas.
Austin, Texas.
And
That's like 5 million miles away.
And it's like an hour and a half, and they don't know anything about soccer. They've practiced once, and then she's got them a scheduled exhibition game the next day. Aren't they supposed to be in school?
Yeah.
So they just
There's a couple of those questions that happen during this movie.
that's why she gets this deputy to help her out so they can kidnap the kids and take them in 2 cars to Austin, Texas.
And they're not doing it safely or legally.
or
It's,
getting in touch with their parents without uniforms as well.
I just want to recap here and bring the audience in to realize how quickly we've gotten to this point. Teacher finds that class is disinterested in learning about geography. She starts volleying and kicking the globe around, takes them outside immediately to the Big Green, the yard, throws the ball at them, tells them, hey, play soccer, without giving them anything. And then when they get back into the class the next day, she tells them that they're going to play an exhibition match the following day, and then they just get in the car and go to fucking Austin.
Before they go to Austin. So this is the plan, and we're right before they leave. A foreign exchange student, another kid, shows up.
Named
Juan.
No.
They call him Juan.
Juan Morales. Juan Morales.
Juan Morales.
He's called Juan right off the bat. And then this...
I'm sorry,
I
but
just-
nobody in fucking South Texas is not going to know how to say Juan. Are you
Seriously.
kidding me?
Not
Are
only
you fucking joking me?
Not only that, but the rednecks of this town that can't say it, sure, they say Juwan. I get that. But the teacher calls him Juwan at one point. She's supposed to be the smart one.
Immediately.
So now they've dumbed down her character, too. So I don't trust her. I'm thinking she's on the run from England. Something's going on. No way she ends up in this town without having some sort of baggage. But so they want him to play because racist term.
Well, he's a Latino boy,
Yeah,
so obviously he's good at playing the game of soccer.
But they're kind of making fun of him too, and he's
quiet.
He goes.
reserved,
He says, "I can't play. I gotta go home after school."
and he
So
just leaves.
He
and
just leaves.
It's like noon. It's not even.
It's noon, and the sheriff shows up to try to talk him into playing with the rest of the kids because they need one more.
And they live in
for
a
the
trailer
next
home.
day. And his mom's like, "No. He can't play. He's got to come home. I'm the only thing he's got, and the only thing he will ever
a real
have."
like psychologically abusive moment here.
Yeah, really weird. He doesn't have friends.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
He won't like to have it. Yeah, I'm the only person you need.
We're going to
really
be leaving in 2
manipulative.
months. This doesn't even matter.
Then why put him in school? Why not homeschool him?
We'll get back to why his mother is on edge here in a bit, but
Oh, will we?
without context, it's very just like, okay, the mom is clearly psychologically damaged here and does not treat her son well, but he does get him to play though, right? Like that is that.
So not in the first game.
Not in the first game because
So
they get their ass beat by the Knights.
So yeah, they show up, and we got to talk about the Knights here. Kyle, how would you describe the coach of the Knights?
He drives a Mercedes-Benz SL class
And he lives in Austin.
convertible.
So he
lives in Austin. He is somebody who is nowadays he'd be a guy that definitely gets manicures and Botox once a week. Maybe not Botox, but at least manicures once a week. He has a private chef and is probably on his third or fourth marriage, which he actually does say in this one.
He's divorced.
He got divorced.
So yeah, that was his third or fourth divorce.
He's a fucking sleazebag. He's just a smarmy sleazebag.
Yeah, and he's the coach of the Knights, which is the powerhouse in Austin. They've won the Little League soccer.
Whatever you want to call it.
He's won several league championships in a row, and he takes it too seriously. He always carries a megaphone with him, and everything he says over the megaphone. And he carries a sword, like a sword that
Knights always have a sword.
And he like poses with the sword. He like pretends to stab people with the sword. For whatever reason, the parents and there's a fan base to this team.
Yeah, whatever.
Because they have a nice stadium in Austin that they play out of. But the kids get their ass kicked because they know nothing.
They've never played the game.
They don't know the rules. They don't know.
There was nothing taught to them when the teacher had taken them out to their field 2 days prior.
No.
Nothing. No. So, again, they're getting baptism by fire with a sport they've never even watched probably or heard anything about. So, yeah, make it make sense. But
there's no main character of kids until like this point we start to realize that there's going to be two. There's going to be Juan and his mom and Kate. Kate is this girl who's shown at the beginning in the classroom stabbing the desk with a knife.
She had like a pocket knife that she just was wielding.
She's kind of like the Icebox character from Little Giants, except not as well written.
Not even close.
Kind of tomboyish.
I thought she was written for us to like dislike her because she seemed like rude and aggressive and callousy and kind of a bully, but that's not what her character was about at all. So
very misleading.
Very misleading.
And a side note too, her dad's a drunk.
Her dad's the town drunk. He shows up at a gas station and he's like, "I want my truck filled up. Turn on the pump." And the gas station attendant, who's the mom of one of the daughter's friends or whatever, she's like, well, I don't even know the guy's name. She's like, "You're not gonna pay. You don't have
or
money.
Something.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
You're not getting business out of us. Get gone." And he's like, "Oh, whatever." He like spits in the dirt and then just drives off.
And he's not even that callous. He's like, "Oh, come on, I'm just short on cash." He's always very nice to everybody, which is not what a drunk would be. How they're summing him up in the town. He's abusive. Yeah. He's probably emotionally and physically abusive to everyone in the town if he's that drunk and can't get a job in 2 years. He's just really nice. But anyway, after they get their ass kicked, they go and practice the next day, and they're all dejected. They don't want to play anymore. But this is where the handoff happens. And Andrew brought it up last night, is the teacher should be the coach. And she knows everything about soccer, but she never even ends up coaching the kids.
No.
From this point on, Deputy Doofus gives them like some sort of motivational speech, and now they want to play soccer, but now he's kind of the coach.
Kind of the precursor to Ted Lasso in some ways, but so much more dumb and illogical.
And Ted Lasso is illogical. I'm going to say that
well,
right
yes,
now.
it is, but you suspend your disbelief for things.
And it's a good show, and it's funny.
It is a
Chase.
good show, Chase.
So take it back immediately.
Kyle, it is illogical, but there's so many things that
I didn't
happen
say it was bad.
in comedies that are illogical.
Did you hear me say it was bad? I said it's very illogical.
Of course.
It's about as illogical as this movie, but this just takes it to another level. Like
I equate anything you say when I want. I interpret that how I will, and I interpret that to be a threat.
Okay.
And I also interpret it to be a slight against Ted Lasso.
When you get back from Nova Scotia, we'll talk about it.
Well, I think Andrew and the fine board members at Kirkland Signature Products would agree, and I just want to take this time to turn it over to Andrew to talk a little bit about Kirkland Signature Products.
Yeah, tried and true, just incredibly dependable, affordable too. Kirkland Signature cares about the average American family, as do we here at Hold Up. They provide great product. We provide entertainment. So we are one in the same with their line, with their message to the world.
So I'm cutting that off. We're done with Kirkland for this episode. We've given them so much fucking love.
They deserve it.
They have not given us a dime.
It's on the way, Chase.
What?
I talk to the BOT daily. It takes a month and a half. We're only 4 weeks into this.
So we're at a month. So in 2 weeks, if we don't get any money from Kirkland, do we move on?
No, never.
We double down.
We have a contract with them. We
We
cannot break that contract. Even though it is verbal, we can't break it.
We will owe them money, Chase.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to hear about it anymore.
They will drain us.
Anyway,
not in the way you want to
Let me take a sip of my Kirkland Signature Series coconut water real quick before we get back on track with what happens next in this auspicious film, I guess.
Listen, we're trying to give the viewers something to listen to because we're almost halfway through this movie and it's not good.
Honestly, this movie was longer than it needed to be. There were times where I would pause it and look at Chase and be like, did that just happen? Or
but we're
why?
we're
like 20 minutes in.
When we get to the end, though, there's some great plot points here. That's a real riveting Martin Scorsese style film.
What the fuck do we need to talk about next? Like, what is next?
So Juan ends up showing up at one of the practices. Kate sees her dad passed out at the bar on the way home from school. We're going to give you a brief scoreboard in a second, guys, with Andrew, but Kate sees her dad passed out at the bar, so we're raised up to the fact that her dad's a piece of shit and drunk. Next day at school at practice, Juan shows up, and guess what? He's very good at soccer. Who saw this coming? Andrew, did you see that coming?
Surprise.
Kyle, did you see that coming?
No.
Oh, well, surprise.
It really threw me through a loop. I couldn't believe it. My jaw hit the floor.
So they're like, oh, we could win now with one really good player and the rest of us being absolute ass.
Our token Mexican is going to lead us to the promised land.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So they end up taking the kids to Juan's mom's place, and Juan and Kate are having like a back and forth.
They're crushing on each other.
They're crushing on each other. They're our kid crush, which I can't believe people still want to watch that in films. But anyway, they've got a kid crush going on. The kids end up showing up at Juan's mom's place, and they end up convincing her to let Juan play. And I want to add another note. There's a goat in every scene. It's the same goat.
You say that one more time, because like out of context for people who are listening, that might be a little surprising.
There's a goat in every scene. A goat. I don't know how else to say it. How would you say it, Kyle?
Can you describe this goat, Kyle?
Kyle, can you tell us?
It's a fucking like little
goat.
billy goat, y'all. Like it's a live goat. It's a petting zoo goat.
But it's in every interior. Like
they bring it into the classroom.
They bring it in the classroom. It's in the car on the way to Austin. It's in the Juan's mom's trailer. Of course, that they would make Juan and his mom live in a trailer in this movie.
Yes.
So any scene that you see in this movie, there's the goat is front and center. It's kind of like the mascot of the film, but it makes no sense.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say like in my mind, I'm gonna say it was the class pet, and they were passing it between everybody the whole time. Done. Okay, moving on.
That's probably a
good way. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you for ending.
Kyle, you're a better writer than the people on this film.
Well, it's not that hard.
Apparently it is. Apparently it is. So they convince Juan to play, and then they get their first game with Juan. And
do they win, Chase? Kyle, do they win?
No. No,
They get their fucking ass. They get executed. All of them summarily executed.
they somehow get better, but they have a sieve of a goalie who is probably one of the worst goalies I've ever seen. They put the most unathletic kid in the net,
Patrick Renna,
which is
curly red hair, chubby kid from Sandlot.
he just stands there and lets every ball go past him.
But didn't they just go on a winning spree?
No, not here though. They lose because Juan unfortunately keeps passing the ball to people and they can't put it in the net, like wide open shots.
I thought they started winning immediately once he got in the field. I don't really remember, but.
No, they get to another game.
They get to a point where they win like 10 or 12 in a row,
He passes to Kate, and Kate puts it in the net, and that sparks them. Now they all know soccer.
To sum it up, they start winning.
So we also got to talk about the parent scene. So when they first start winning, the parents get intrigued. So the parents go watch them play soccer.
That's right, and it starts to rain. It starts to downpour. And Chase, you have this written down. What are the lines here? What is the line the dad says?
And they're practicing one day, and the kids are loving soccer now, and it's our turning point. And the parents are watching them, and I guess they're going to take them home after the practice at the end of the day. It starts pouring rain, and they're like, "Okay, kids, come on, let's go in." The coaches are saying that, the parents are saying that. "Okay, kids, let's go on in." And they're like, "No, you can't make us go in. We're not done till we say we're done. Don't let them get the ball. Don't let them get the ball." And then one of the dads gets up off the truck and is like, "Hey, let's get in there and get the ball because they're never going to come in without that ball." And then he gets in there and they start running around with the kids. It's like it's
a muddy slop fest. And they just roll around, jump around.
And one of the dads says, "Hey, look, everybody, I'm playing soccer."
It's supposed to be this, heartfelt moment where everyone is now just,
It makes me want to check the water in Elma.
Whatever. Check it for colloidal silver.
It makes you want to put something in the water in Elma.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably won't notice it. It's probably not going to do much to them.
But this is the moment, the epiphany, where like, oh, everyone loves soccer. It's bringing us all together. The town finally has something to look forward to. Oh, yay, soccer. And it's so cliche and so forced, and you just kind of accept it. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Right, and
now they go. This is when they start going on
their win streak.
They win I think their record it became
it's like 8-2-1.
Yeah.
So and they do this they show you the win total through this horrid animation that just comes out of nowhere.
It's green grass with a concrete sidewalk.
Soccer ball rolls across it.
And then with
like
chalk animation,
writing,
they write the record of the big green, and it's like Chase said, it's like 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and it's shitty animation. It's like, what?
Why did that need
Why
to
did
be
that?
there?
What was the fucking point? Did you lose a chunk of your budget, and you had to cut out or do something, I don't know, to replace those moments you couldn't afford? I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It was dumb. It was dumb.
And there was that.
So dumb.
And there's a montage of them winning all these games. And at one point, there's a montage of all the parents at the bar reading the same soccer magazine, trying to learn soccer.
Yeah.
And they all feel like they know it now. And now the English teacher is just completely out.
Yeah, she's essentially just like a cheerleader on the sideline.
Because now the sheriff is coaching the team.
And they love and respect him, and he motivates the hell out of these kids to play their arse off.
Yeah, he's constantly giving them motivational talks, and they go on this winning streak, and oh my God, it's so bad.
I think we're at the point now where
terrible.
The Knights...
They're playing the Knights.
Coach Huffer finds out about Juan, excuse me.
No, you got to say Juwan because that's what they call him in the movie.
But then they defer back to Juan afterwards. But anyways, Coach Huffer or Duffer or whatever the fuck his name is.
He ends up in Elma for
He is from Elma. That's established when they first.
He went back to Elma for no reason.
Well, for no reason other than to.
It's his hometown.
Other than to. It is, but he went back. He did go back for a reason. He came back to fuck with the head coach, Deputy Dog, before their big match together, and he essentially is like trying to intimidate, and then also the girl's dad is there, the drunk, and is trying to get them to like. I think he tries to put his fingers into everything.
Yeah,
and I think because we find out in this scene too that he works for the IRS.
That's what I was gonna say. They were like, "What do you do for a living now?" And he's like, "I work for the IRS, and I love my job." But I was like, that we already hated this man. They are trying to
Mm-mm.
make this man the most implorable human alive. Like, we didn't need that. We did not need that at all. But they're trying to add on to him being hateful. And then to Kyle's point, we're going to get this scene where we get the most racist scene I think we've seen
in any
in
movie
a kids movie that we've
watched.
reviewed at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew, can you take it away here?
Yeah,
Do you
so-
have the quotes with you?
Coach Duffer or Huffer.
We apologize,
This is-
everyone.
this-
This,
this
is
is-
not
this-
the views of this show or the Kirkland Signature Series brand.
But this is what happened in the movie. So, Coach Huffer takes a visit to the local bar that we were talking about that everyone's at, reading their soccer mags. And, he starts asking about Juan Morales, star player. And he's like, man, what are the odds that, you get a good player in, just a few weeks and now you're top of the world? What are the odds? What's his name? Drunk dad next to him was like, it's just my luck. Someone would move here and know how to play soccer. And Kate's dad's like, it's my opinion, people should just stay in their own place. All right, cool. And then Huffer responds with, probably not even legal. Kate's dad says, most foreigners aren't. Literally what they said. And then he smugly leans over and smiles like, let me buy you your next drink. So they're planting the seed here.
Right. They're about to report
Juan Morales and his mother to the local law enforcement because they're probably illegal.
So I remember when we saw this last night, I had to pause it so Andrew could pace around the room. We did not see that coming.
What's funny, though, is right before that, not to give it all away, but Chase was like, I want this movie to fucking end. And then as soon as the scene happened, we were like, oh, wait,
You have
now
our
we're
attention.
intrigued.
Yeah, you have our attention now. Now we have some plot moving here.
We got some stakes, baby, some
We got
racial
something.
stakes.
Jesus.
It just went from zero, like nothing happened in this movie, and then
Kyle.
all of a sudden it just fucking went out of this world.
They dropped an atom bomb out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Kyle, what was your reaction to that scene? I mean, we have to discuss that.
I mean, I was like, if I have to put together so much of this movie for them in my head that, like, I'm like, it's astounding y'all didn't, like, do this. But the guy works the IRS, right? So he would know people, like, tax returns, not tax returns, whatever. If he had, like, suspicion that the Moraleses were making money and not paying taxes or whatever, I feel like he would be able to, like, report that. So if he was really good at his job, it seemed like he might have been.
Well, they
He probably
covered
just
that.
Reported them. Yeah, he probably just reported them, and they're. But I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this.
Well,
Like, I was like, I didn't understand like why we were gonna go for this plot point. But I mean, like, it's kind of relevant to now. But that if that's the case, like, that guy's kind of a sleazebag.
yeah,
Like,
it's
kind of. I mean, he's a fucking sleazebag.
It's
Piece
in
of
the,
shit.
and his Juan and his mom are very unassuming and want so this gets reported to the sheriff, and obviously he's got to do his job. So he's like, he goes to his boss. He's like,
chief of police.
and
or
what
whatever.
he says, he's got a bunch of two illegals we want you to look at, and he hands him a sheet of paper,
Yeah.
and he's like, this is the Morales family, and he's like, yeah, you know him, right? Just go talk to him. And he heads out, and he's talking to the mom. The mom tells him that she's illegal, but her son's been born here in the country.
Yeah, he should be a natural.
But she bought a
fake Social Security from San Antonio
So
6
she-
years prior.
But she's been paying taxes through that fake Social Security number every year. So I like, to Kyle's point, I don't know what that looks like in the tax industry. I don't know what that IRS agent could have done about. I don't know how that works. But he kind of gives them the heads up, and the mom and Juan start moving out of
Elma.
of Elma. They're packing their shit and they're leaving.
But they don't say anything.
And Kate sees it all happen. She blames the sheriff, and she goes back to her house, and this is where she kind of confronts her dad. Her dad's like, what, that Mexican boy? And she's like, don't ever say that. And she bows up to him, and he's like, honey, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just sorry, honey. Which is not the case. Again, like, if you're going to talk about, like, INS and, like, reporting people and all this other stuff, you should have made this dad just physically abusive, too, because
Yeah.
you know when Kate bowed up to an alcoholic father who has nothing to live for, he would have beat the dog shit out of her, and that's what Andrew said.
For sure.
I was waiting for it to happen, but I guess that was too heavy for a children's movie.
Right.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
But it's but they gloss
that's
around
good.
it.
I also want to say that she didn't. She went to school and told our English teacher, our teacher from England, I should say, that something was happening with Juan and his mother, and she was like, "We should go and investigate." And teacher was like, "No, sit down. We got to do work." And then when he didn't show up, that's when she freaked out and ran home, I believe. And now we know that family's gone. And guess what? The big championship game is tomorrow. What are we going to do without our
We don't
best
have
player?
Juan. We can't do anything without Juan.
Yeah.
But all these kids have gotten good too.
Yeah, like that. They got chemistry.
no
They're great at
coaching.
passing. No coaching, no direction. They've just like I said, baptism by fire.
And
They're soccer savants
the
now.
towns come together, so they mow the field or whatever, and
they mowed the field by bringing out cows
to shit in it.
to shit and eat the grass. That's how they mowed it. They didn't
And-
use a mower.
And so now the town's got
It's real.
soccer fever. There's like Go Big Green and storefronts, but it's time for the big game.
Yeah.
Kyle, can you take us through the big game, or at least the first half of it?
Yeah, so this is like really fucking dumb. My grade school team, we won the state championship and went to the finals next year. Like, they don't do this kind of shit for you. In real life, it's like there's a soccer field, and you got maybe if you're lucky some bleachers on either side, and you play the fucking game. No matter if it's like the penultimate game, the title, or like the third game of the season, it's a fucking soccer field, and they're like playing in this like. It's essentially just like a football field that they made into a soccer field with a track around it, a typical high school track football field, bleachers on either side. They've got an announcer announcing things for them. All this fanfare.
They
and
painted the
pageantry
goat
occurred.
green.
Yeah.
They painted. Well, yeah, So our
Oh, and Kyle,
the,
don't forget they just got their uniforms for this game.
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
after 12
Yeah.
games played or whatever, they just got their uniforms. How cool! What a
Yeah.
coincidence!
very cool, and also it's like those nice ass jerseys probably cost like a quarter of that town's GDP. So somebody went out of business to provide those jerseys for them, which is great. So they get all the shit they need at the very last minute. Like, what a good lesson to kids. Hey, you can do anything at the last minute if you just fucking believe in yourself whimsically and magically. Fucking stupid. They go about playing the first part of this game, and it's fairly competitive, but they don't have their star player, and they're getting their ass kicked, and they've got a couple goals scored, and the fucking goalie for the Big Green just sucks balls. He's so bad. It's like the reason why he's bad is because he's seeing the defenders as actual like fantasy characters or knights or like living dead or something or ninja, and he's just like, they're ninjas. They're ninjas. Shit. God damn it.
I'm glad
they're
you-
knights. Fuck, they're knights. God shit. Fuck. God damn it. Well, they're Buccaneers. Fuck. Well, they're Buccaneers.
This
Fucking
is-
goddamn. Like fucking stupid.
I want to talk about him and his mental stability. He's an awful keeper. Sometimes he like didn't even try, and it was just so damn annoying. I was like, dude, you literally didn't even move an inch. You just let that ball whiz past you. No effort whatsoever.
But we never see him do well either.
He never until the very end. But
Mhm.
the trope was that he was just not. He was psychologically not well. And like there was a scene, we're watching the movie. It's playing right now. There was like a scene like the night before the game. He was sitting in his bedroom, and there was a Ouija board. There was a Ouija board and a whole bunch of like magic. I want to say magic items, but items a magician would use.
Like a rabbit's
Yeah,
foot,
like a top
or the
hat and a
ear of-
wand and some cards and some dice
Yeah.
and a Ouija board.
Like the asshole of a bat. Like
Yeah.
typical shit.
Yeah, like really cool, really tropey, like awesome. You're really showing us how psychologically unwell this kid is. Cool, neat, great
Love
Ouija
that.
board edition. Just another example of just. It's not. I don't want to say the word absurd because absurdism can be funny. This is just. It's just dumb. It's just stupid.
We need to talk about the bet that was placed on this game.
Oh,
too.
yeah, at
we
the very
almost forgot
beginning.
about that. So like,
Coach Huffer comes up and he's like, "Hey, where's Sheriff Palmer?"
which he's trying to chase down Juan. So,
Yeah.
which I guess makes him
Juwan.
legal.
Juwan.
Juwan.
And he's like, hey, so the coaches here in this league, we like to make bets before a big game. You down for that? And she's like, oh, yeah, of course. Sure. Awesome. Yes. Lovely. Cool. Cheerio. And he's like, all right.
She
well,
did say cheerio.
she probably did. I think that the bet is like, so if I win, just so you know, I'm divorced, but
Yeah.
if we win.
If I win, I'm divorced.
He put it out there. He's divorced. So the bet was, if we win, you got to kiss me. And she was like, sure. But if we win, you got to kiss. She looks around. Our goat. And he's like, all right. Very funny. And he agrees to it. They shake on it. So that was the...
She just willingly accepts that, too.
I mean,
like, she didn't, like, question it.
That's just weird way to hit on someone. Like,
it's also like she's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, again,
her
this
worth.
is supposed to be a woman writing a woman's character.
There was no value to her character. The only function that she created was to move the plot along or to get the kids to like soccer. And to introduce them to soccer.
But they couldn't even trust her to be the coach.
She was just a plot device.
I fucking hated it. Again, I think this is the reason the Bechdel test needs more layers. Because this is horrific for... Yeah. This set women back another 40 years.
45, but... but anyways...
To Kyle's point, they're down 2-0
at half. And guess who shows up at halftime?
The illegals.
The illegals.
It's not even
Mexican
halftime.
illegals.
It's 10 minutes left in the game.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they show up right before stoppage time. So I was like, there's no way they're going to get 2 goals in 10 minutes.
Sheriff shows up, and he's panting. He runs.
Kate's dad shows up, too.
Yeah, just Matt. And he looks really well. Like, it looks like he went to a
Cleaned
spa.
himself over in 6 hours.
Yeah, he looks like he'd been sober for 6 months, even though he was fucking drunk off his
sober
ass the
for
night
30
before.
minutes.
But anyways, Sheriff Deputy Dog shows up. He runs the sideline, speaks to our teacher, and he's like, I found them. They were just west of Caneyville. And we're like, what? Like,
you just found them?
Like,
yeah,
were they on the side of the road?
And why didn't they keep running?
Yeah.
Like, they know that...
How did you convince them to come back?
Well, he said that he got him a lawyer.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to be
their
lawyer.
Got him a lawyer, I'm going to be their sponsor.
Yeah. Which
I'm like, interesting.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I know it's really not easy to become a citizen in our country. We need to change that. And
I mean, he is a citizen. He's born. The kid is born there.
Yeah,
so the kid doesn't need anything. It's his mom that was going to get deported, not the kid. The kid would just go into foster care.
Yeah.
And at that point, he could have just gotten with Deputy Dog there. He could have just adopted him, and then the mom could have just been deported back or sent to prison or executed.
Whatever. Juan is back, and there's a moment, just maybe the cringiest moment.
Oh, the worst line.
So
ever.
I've got this.
I want to hear what Kyle thought of this.
Is this the Kate?
Yep,
Kate
and him like meet in the box in front of the goal, and she's like, next time,
and
say goodbye to me. And he says, next time, maybe I'll just take you with me. And it was,
what the fuck?
God, it was, me and Chase looked at each other and we were like,
threw up.
Yeah, we threw up on each other. And we had to stop and clean up everything. And it was actually a great break from the movie at hand, but just awful, just disgusting.
I will say this right now: Disney Plus needs more ads, so because I could have used more breaks during this bullshit.
Yeah.
But
hey, what happens to end the game?
So Juan and them go on this run and tie the game
10
up
minutes.
In 10 minutes. Keep in mind they've been getting their ass kicked the whole game, and Juan is good, but he's not better than the whole Knights team. The Knights team is a very good team. So all they had to do was play defense. The Knights blow a 2-0 lead with 10 minutes left. They tie it up. We don't even get overtime, which you would in that game. You get about a 15-minute clock adjustment in overtime.
They didn't even do overtime.
They just go straight to a
PKs.
shootout.
Yeah.
Shootout. And they're picking their players to do a shootout. And on the big green, they choose their best players to go first, which you would. And then their fifth player that they choose is their smallest kid on the team that looks like he's like, 2'3"?
Mm-hmm.
They have to like staple his jersey onto him?
Yeah, he's a little misfit. There's not much to his demeanor in game.
Remind me, Andrew, they go back and forth, right, in this penalty kick. And the green get all three of their goals?
Yep, and the Knights get all three of theirs as well. Then on
to the fourth and they both miss.
They both miss.
This is where we get our goalie
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Yeah. At this point, it's the fifth PK, fifth penalty kick.
And it's the coach's son.
It's the
that's
coach's
leading
son.
scorer of the league.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't go first, but whatever.
That's what we were trying to figure out. You would never put him last.
No, you put your best player first. But anyways, he's coming down the field, walking to the box or whatever. I don't know what he is this time, a knight or...
He's a knight.
Whatever. I think he's just a knight again. And then at this point, Renna's character, Larry, his name's Larry, by the way, is like, wait, make yourself part of the nightmare.
Yeah, he's remembering what the teacher told him.
Yeah, and at this point, he makes himself a part of, like, every vision that he had. So he's a mummy, he's a knight, he's a Native American, he's a pirate, he's a Roman...
Buccaneer,
a Roman armor, like a Roman soldier or something. And it's like, okay. Like we had to stop.
But he doesn't look like a monster. He just looks like an idiot.
He looks dumb. It did not land well. We had to stop and take it back.
But
because Chase was like, wait, they're making him a Native American? I was like, no, he had a mummy leg. Why don't we go back and dissect
it? It happens quick, too.
Yeah.
So I only call it the headdress. But like I want to say this, too. It doesn't make any sense because he's becoming a part of the kids' nightmares, right? But how? Telepathically linked.
Regardless, he used this mental power to flip the narrative and make the coach's son scared. And he did that because the son didn't make the goal. It was blocked.
It was fucking stupid.
It was whatever. It was dumb. And then flip the script. The Big Greens got their fifth player up, and I don't even know what happens. He's a little kid, and he runs up.
He's the little kid.
And he runs up and kicks it in, and that's it.
He slide kicks it in.
Slide kicks it in. And
the goalie just...
And they win. And they win.
That's
and then Coach Huffer has to kiss the goat, and, like, Juan is back, and the Big Green won. What a miraculous story. I mean, what a turnaround. Ragtag group of kids from Elma, Texas, in less than 2 months, span, become Texas state champions, all thanks to their English school teacher who didn't teach them anything.
And their Mexican star
player. Who decided to
Which I don't think
come
Morales
back.
is a Mexican last name. I think that's more Colombian, Puerto Rican.
I mean, it's Latino, but
yeah,
I'm sure there are Mexicans with the last name of Morales. I don't think that's that far-fetched. But regardless, that's the end of the fucking movie. They win.
And they resurrect the billboard in town, and they replace all the football championships.
It was just a picture of the Big Green, the team.
And
their trophy.
Championship. So that's it. That's the movie. Andrew, how would you recap this movie?
Let's just get to the point where we know this doesn't hold up. That's literally, I'm like, we know this movie fucking sucked.
We're getting ahead of it. So
no, we're not.
Andrew,
we should just get to the
But
fucking
I was going to
point.
say, Andrew, what do you think about watching it as an adult? We got to go through that.
I hated it. It was a chore. I'm glad I was a couple seltzers deep last night, but Jesus, it was awful. It was dumb. It's one of the worst movies we've reviewed on this podcast. Truly. It's not worse than The Master of Disguise.
I guess that's where we're at now. And
I don't think it's worse than Batman. And well, actually, I don't know.
Let's go
Batman
start. I'll let you think of it. Kyle, tell me your thoughts on this movie watching it as an adult. I can't wait for this one.
Waste of time. Wish I had the time back. It was just like really hateful. Like, and just like the setting was awful. It brought me back to like depressing Lima, Ohio in like the middle of winter, or in like springtime for the rest of the world, which is around, I don't know, April, May. But that's like end of May there, and it's fucking cold and just fucking whatever, nasty fucking place. And like everybody there they were just like so ununique. And that's kind of one of the things they say, like, well, I'm not really unique. I'm just kind of, it's like, well, yeah, with writing like that, nobody's fucking unique. There was no plot to this except other than, well, I guess I'll teach these kids how to play soccer and maybe they'll win, and they win. There are no stakes. Even when Juan goes away, you're like, he's going to come back.
You know what my favorite part of this movie was? The most exciting part for me? Like the only moment where I actually got something out of it was when I saw the skyline of Austin, and I thought to myself, wow, that skyline is so much smaller than what it is today. It's really grown.
Yeah.
That was my biggest takeaway from this movie.
Wow.
So...
Well, I'm very disappointed because I thought this would be at least a little bit of a cute watch, like kind of like how we did with Little Giants. I know I had
Little
more.
Giants was far better than this.
Yeah, I know
and
it
we
was,
made fun
but
of that one.
but I'm saying like we even said Little Giants was good enough, and like we had at least some nostalgia for it. I thought this movie would be similar to Little Giants. I thought it would be like okay to watch through.
There was nothing.
I hated this so much. I didn't perk up until I saw that someone was getting deported, and that because it threw me for such a fucking loop that this movie got that serious and went that route. And I know it's a kids movie, and we talk about kind of basing kids movies on scales, but even on a kids movie scale, I would not even show this to a child. This is bad. We'll find out if there's better soccer movies coming up. I mean, we've got one coming up in about a month now, but that we'll review later on.
So can we each give a one
Well,
sentence response?
does it hold up?
That's what I was gonna say. Can we each give a one sentence response or one word answer as to whether this holds up or not?
Yeah, fuck this movie. It doesn't hold up.
No. Kyle.
Yes, it doesn't hold up.
Thank you.
Always
just curious. I want you all to give an IMDb rating. We have to do that.
We do it all the time.
All the time. So let's go. Kyle, you give your number first.
It's going to be a 3.9.
Okay. Chase?
I was going to say 3.3.
I was going to say 3.2. It is a 5.4 on IMDb.
No.
It is a 5.4 on IMDb. Like, that is egregiously bad.
I did see where it was a 0% on
Sorry, it's a 5.6. Excuse me. It is a 5.6.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It has a 0% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which I know we don't talk about that, but a 0% approval rating. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe don't pick this one up.
This.
Don't ever choose to watch it.
Just
forget it existed and know that we don't need movies like this to propagate the popularity of soccer. So.
And what you need is just us. We watched it for you, and we told you what it is.
Yeah. Before we get on to whatever, I want to segue our conversation over to actual soccer talk that matters. Chase, Kyle, I want to hear your predictions on how U.S. men's national team finishes in this knockout round.
Kyle,
they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it past the knockout round.
So you think they're losing to Bosnia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we beat Bosnia. I think we get a rematch with Belgium to avenge 2014. I think we win. I think we lose in the quarters to like Spain or someone.
I do think we lose in the quarters to Spain. We'll know more when this episode airs because
I hope we show up and beat Bosnia. And
yeah, listen, this is all well and good. There's only two things as Americans that we should care about.
Kirkland Signature Series?
Firstly, Kirkland Signature Series products and
Great.
what they do for the American people. And that France and Canada lose most of their players to a freak gonorrhea accident, and they are taken out for a night, or they just lose miserably because they just forget who they are for a night.
Yeah, I prefer that. I don't want to wish gonorrhea on anyone.
But gonorrhea is also something you can control.
But
yeah.
I do like Kylian Mbappe, so I don't want to.
Oh, sure, yeah, but France.
Yes, France. I want them to lose. I want most of the major powers to lose, if I'm being honest, besides Argentina.
And Germany, they're a big fan of the show. Germany, you can win out there, and so can Singapore.
Germany, you can
but
win.
Singapore's out, so we're not even going to worry about
Singapore even in
but
the group stage?
No,
Oh,
they
bummer.
didn't make it. But Singapore, we know you're listening to the show. We love you.
And I know Canada, we have listeners there, and I apologize, but it's kind of a border rivalry thing. I'm not cheering for you. I know you won today against South Africa, but I hope that does not continue in the coming
you say
week.
that today, like this is going to drop on Thursday. So again, all of our
we'll see if it holds up.
So we'll see if our prediction holds up. In the meantime, you know what we do around here. We reach inside your childhood nostalgia, pull the movies from your past out to see if they truly hold up. We're going to take the big green and we're going to dump it in the fucking trash where it belongs. Oh. What a horrid movie that was.
What are we doing next week?
So next week, we're going to carry over our 4th of July celebration. Kyle, tell us what we're going to do for our patriotic honor.
Chase, Andrew, get the hell off my plane. We're going to be doing some Air Force One, baby.
Harrison Ford classic, baby. Oh gosh.
We're gonna be going off the radar, taking a break from soccer. We will come back to soccer down the road. I promise you that. We hope everyone has a happy 4th of July, and to all of our international neighbors, we hope that you have a fun World Cup.
And I hope that when you are listening to this episode, you'll have seen and known that America has advanced to the round of 16.
It'll be great. Maybe.
Hopefully.
I don't know
We'll
who you're
see.
rooting for. Yeah, we'll
This
see.
may
what
not
our-
age well.
We love you, our international crowd. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We just celebrated 2 years. If you like our podcast, please share it. That's the way that we grow and expand, and that's what we want the most. We want to continue bringing you guys the best entertainment we can possibly bring you. We have news on Patreon coming your way.
That is going to happen.
That is going to happen very
promise.
soon. So please stay tuned on that. So it'll be your chance to be a part of the show. In the meantime, we hope everyone has a happy 4th of July, and we will see you all next week for Air Force One.